Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you, as an employee, a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Buying or selling a home has never been simpler or more professional than with Realtor Jacob Patterson guiding you through the process. Jacob is currently featuring this beautiful new construction property in Loretto, Tennessee, located near the Cherokee Hill subdivision.
Hi, I'm Jacob Patterson from Caldwell Banker Southern Realty, and if you're looking to buy or sell or interested in this home that we featured today, just give me a call or text at 931-279-1707 anytime, any day, and I'll be there to help you.
It's never too late to change your career or to go back to school. The decision to go back to school wasn't easy. Look at me, a wife, a mother, a degree in dental for 17 years. But here I am at LTC, studying towards a career in cosmetology, and it's been the best decision I have ever made.
Are you busy at home or at the office and can't get away for your favorite meal? Simply pick up the phone and call Wright's Delivery Service. Locally owned, locally operated, fast, friendly, and reliable. Phone 256-762-3031 or visit WDSordering.com.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Back Nine, brought to you by Wohali Sports. I'm AJ Good here, joined by Daniel Creel and Jason Vaughn. And guys, well, we're back outside once again. You know, last week a little too chilly to be back out there, but whew, you gotta love this northern Alabama, southern middle Tennessee weather. A week later, it feels like spring all over again.
It's crazy. The past few days, the breeze has been up, but it's been like 85, 87 degrees. I mean, it's almost like we are not even in fall. You know, it's almost like the winter's over with. Now we're headed into April or May. So I know we'll eventually get winter. It's inevitable, you know, with January and February on the way. But this is some really good weather to be playing golf, to be outside, to be hitting golf balls, to be doing something golf related, or just to be outside, just enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, it's nice. Being in this region, you can't really get too comfortable though. As soon as you enjoy it, it starts changing on you pretty quick. But yep, enjoy it while you can. It's just great golf weather.
Guys, once you turn that calendar after Halloween, we get into November. It's holiday season. We got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up, which means for everybody, it's about time to start thinking about gifts. And you've got that golfer in the family or somebody that's wanting to get more into golf and wanting to get into clubs. Of course, clubs are a big gift for a lot of golfers, for a lot of sports people. So for you guys, what kind of things should those who are buying or those who are asking, should they look for when it comes to clubs?
I think the main important thing is price, and like we were talking a little bit before the show came on, is, you know, golf clubs are expensive. They are an investment, and there's different companies you can go with. I mean, you've got all the way up to the Callaway Ping, maybe even more expensive than that is a company out of Japan. It's Mura, that are very high-end clubs. So I think the first thing that you need to look at is, what your budget is and what you want to spend, and can you get exactly what you want, irons or woods, or if you need everything. Some of the companies will do a trade-in, trade-up program like Callaway has, that has been very good over the years to a lot of people have gotten new clubs, new irons, and everything, traded in their other irons, and only had to spend $400 or $500. So there's different things out there, different companies you can look at to help either get what you want at a good price.
Yeah, I think knowing your budget is important. You got to remember you got to get a golf bag if you're new to the game. A lot of people are, I guess I'm talking like this because I have so many new golfers coming in to learn golf, and they're like, what do I need? You need a golf bag, you need irons, you need wedges, you need a putter, and you need driver and some fairway woods, maybe possibly some hybrids. So, big ticket items. If you buy brand new, you're looking at, really the companies struggle to get below $1,000. If you go to Callaway or Titleist or Ping, they might have one option that's that $999, and then the rest are going to be $1,200, $1,400, $1,500. I don't say you have to spend that much to get in the game. Make sure that you can buy a lot of stuff online. Facebook Marketplace is a great place. Clubs are like technology, computers, TVs, they depreciate really quick. I would stay away from places like eBay, because there's so many fakes out there, you really don't know, and they're really good at making these fakes out there. So unless you're really familiar with how to buy on eBay or familiar with the equipment, do your research. I would stay away from that and make sure you buy something that's, somebody, or you can see it on Facebook Marketplace and hold it before you purchase it. But again, you can, as long as your technology, I would say, is, if you're buying something, keep it within like a 3 to 5 year mark. If it's over 5 years old, even that 5 years is pushing the technology. You're probably losing out on some benefits there, because clubs do advance. I don't think every year, but they're going to advance every 2 to 3 years. There's going to be something new. And there's been some recent breakthroughs in irons that allow lower spin, higher launch, so that equals more distance, but you don't sacrifice the control on the greens because it's going so high. And those have been out anywhere from 3 to 4 years. So you want to do that in your irons. Drivers, you've got a lot of new faces, like TaylorMade has the carbon face. You got Callaway has a 360-degree carbon fiber chassis that makes it lighter, and they can really put the weight in there. So I would say stay something within 2 or 3 years on drivers.
Yeah, for sure.
And then putters, there hadn't really been a breakthrough in putters. I was talking to a few reps recently, and putter sales across the board, even for companies that just do putters like Scotty Cameron, Benton Artie, they're down 25 and 30%. And they look at themselves like, what the heck's going on? And then the number one putter in the country is Odyssey.
Right.
And they're down. And they haven't had really breakthroughs in technology in a while. But the thing is since there's no breakthroughs or any reason to buy something new, people are just fine putting with the same old stuff. So really, putters, you can go way back. But I will say that there is a new one. You're seeing it on social media. Golf Channel is flooded with it. But the new AI technology with Callaway and their putters, 21% better dispersion on speed control and off-center hits. It's huge. That's huge on putting.
That is huge.
Eliminate 3 putts. Again, it's too early to know how well it really works, but they are pushing it, and they're saying that they see it in the data. So, again, know your budget, prepare, and I wouldn't spontaneously buy. I would
do
research
some research.
it. Yep.
So is the best way to say, like, go to a sporting goods store, go to a golf store, or really just kind of really research it online? Is it one of those where they maybe need to go and kind of feel, touch it, all that stuff for themselves?
I think it's both. I think that you need to do your research, and I think you also need to find a place that you can feel, touch, hit. I was talking to my dad earlier in the day, and his clubs are a little bit old, and I was asking him what he would do, if he was going to go and get some new clubs. And he was, talking about, you've got these different places that'll fit, indoor, outdoor. And he's like, I feel like that I would get a better fitting. And it's not that the technology is different or the machines don't work indoors, because they do, and you can get fit indoors just as, the numbers and everything. But he said the the feel of hitting outdoors. So, you know, try if that's you, I would try to find a place that has the capability to hit the clubs outdoors, which like Dick's Sporting Goods or different stores like that, it's going to be totally indoors. So that's where I think a facility like ours, that you can come and hit out so you can hit into the driving range and be able to hold the club, I think is very important in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, I'll tell you, my wife was a complete beginner, and this was 5 years ago. We went to Madison Golf, and we had 11 sets of clubs. She didn't know anything, brands, price, whatever. And it so worked out of the 11, she picked the most expensive one, but she didn't know. I'll give her credit. But it was the way it felt. She hit more good shots at it, and it was more just perception of what the club looked like down on the ground. It felt good, the weight. And that's huge to be able to hold it in your hands and actually hit, and that helps you narrow down that decision. And then what it comes to is, heck, there's a lot of shaft options. Are the lofts, the lies, and all that correct, and the length correct? And that's where people like me and Jason come in, where if you feel like even if you go home and do the research, or you know you've hit something, then come here and we can tell you exactly the best options in that club head for you. Here at Wohali, we're going to be offering Srixon as of today,
right,
full fittings, and here in the near future, we're going to bring on some other major companies that you can come in and actually test. You can hit out into the range, and the other good thing is you actually get data to help. All we are here to do is the data collect, give you our educated opinion, and then you make the decision. We're going to show you the data, why we think what we think, and then a lot of times there are some close groupings, and it's just like, hey, if you're looking for this, you might want to go with this one, but if you're looking for this, go with this one. So it might come down to 2 or 3 that you get to choose from, but the thing is, you can leave with confidence. I've got the best equipment for my game.
Correct. And the best feel. Like, this is confident in the data, and I love the way the club looks and feels. So some of those things you can't get indoors. So.
Well, coming up next here, we'll talk more about gift giving, about how important club fitting is, like the guys have already talked about, and some things you should avoid when buying gifts for yourself or for somebody else, coming up next.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Oliver Wellness and Massage, located in Pulaski, Tennessee, is your premier spa for massage therapy, salt therapy, IV therapy, tanning, and much more. Stay relaxed, look your best, and feel good at Oliver Wellness, located at 1187 West College Street, Pulaski, Tennessee, or contact Haley at 931-309-0462 or schedule your appointment online at 931massage.com.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to the Back Nine, brought to you by Wohali Sports. Talked a little bit in the first segment about gift giving when it comes to holidays, when it comes to golf clubs. You guys kind of touched on it in the first segment, but club fitting is very important because obviously you want to get the best bang for your buck, and you guys certainly want to have the clubs that fit you the best as well.
That's correct. And so if you are doing it for a gift, like you're talking about gift giving, what I would do if I was doing it for someone else is I would get them a club fitting session. So get the hour and a half, whatever it is. Irons, driver together is usually an hour and a half to fit for that time frame. So I would do that and then maybe get them a gift certificate or something to go towards the clubs. And you know, you could do that for a certain amount. You don't have to do it for the whole amount if you can't afford it or whatever. But get them a good start. And to me, and I think Daniel will echo this, I believe that if you buy your clubs just straight off the rack, and there is so many different things that could be incorrect about those clubs for a certain person, length, weight, lie angle, you know, so it can make it tougher to play golf actually. And so if the swing that you have is somewhat repeatable, then I would suggest club fitting, and it will make you a better golfer. And I think that is important in the long run for the life of your clubs and then the use you're going to get out of your clubs. I think it can make it, I've seen guys come in that the clubs are too long, too short, and it just messes with the whole setup. It actually makes it harder to play golf than it should.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you run into if you buy a used set. You really don't know what's under the grip. There could be extensions under there.
Sure.
That could throw off how the shaft performs. So it could say regular, but if there's another piece of metal stuck in there to lengthen it 2 inches, that regular is going to be turning into an extra stiff pretty quick and feel really firm in the hands. And the kick points are going to be thrown off. Plus the weight's going to be thrown off. You don't know how. It's kind of like buying a Jeep or a four-wheeler. You don't know how many times it's been off-road or flipped. Right. The thing is, clubs, people slam them, people hit them. You don't know if the lies and lofts are correct. So there's nothing wrong with buying used sets. But what you can do is bring them to somebody like us, and we can check the lies and lofts. If they're off, the good news is we can always bend them back and get them back to stock or standard or whatever is best for you. Right. So if you test 2 degrees upright, not only will I get them back, we'll bend them 2 degrees upright so they fit you a little bit more. I want kind of my 2 cents on getting fitting. I'm all for it. I love it. It's actually good for all skill levels, but beginners typically not, because for us to sit here and gather data, we have to find trends, and we need to find trends on what's bad and what's good so we can make a decision. Yeah. If you come in here, I've had it too often where people are working on their golf swing, they just got a golf lesson, or they're like, hey, I'm going to get fit and then I'm going to get golf lessons. And the thing is they don't swing consistent enough to see a pattern, and I can't justify, hey, you need to spend $1,500 on this set of clubs or this driver. So what I do recommend is use your own discretion. I do want to encourage your higher handicaps to get fit, as long as whatever you're doing is repeatable, if that makes sense. So if you can't get the ball in the air on a consistent basis and hit like a trendy shot where it's always a pull slice or always a big push slice, no matter if it's bad, our job is to actually straighten that up with the equipment. But the thing is, if you can't get it in the air, you can't repeat the same swing over and over and over, then it's probably you need to get lessons first, and then we'll encourage the club fitting. But I will say for beginners, it's important to get equipment that's best for you. So if you have questions, call Wohali Golf, call us, and we can educate you on what you need to look for. You've probably, if you're looking into it, you've probably found a set or two that you're interested in. We have all the knowledge. We can educate you on those sets and say, hey, I think this one, based on how long you've played golf, what your trends are, you need to make sure we do this length, we're going to bend it here, and we're going to do this, go ahead and buy that set. And you don't really need a full fitting, the full hour and a half fitting. No. So again, if you're about to make a decision, it's a financial commitment. call us and we'll educate you on it, and we'll let you know what you need to do.
Now, what are some things that people should look out for? I know, Jason, you mentioned off there the direct-to-consumer clubs that might be trendy, they might look good, might be affordable, but they're not always the best that you need for your game.
The big thing that I've seen with the direct-to-consumer clubs is, number one, I think it's a cool idea that has probably happened maybe the last couple of years. I mean, you can always order and have clubs shipped to you, but these clubs, the companies like Sticks and Sub 70 and Takamo, you get a whole set, and they're custom fit. They call it, they're custom fit for the individual. So you put your measurements. So let me step back maybe 20, 30 years ago, my grandfather was ordering peen clubs. And back then, you would go online, and you still can, but this is the way, because there wasn't anybody around here that would fit. You go in, you put the information on the peen website, or go in or call them and put it in, give them your height, finger to the ground, hand width, or length from wrist to the end of the finger, different measurements like that, and it had boxes you would put them in, and then it would tell you that you need 2 inches longer, and you needed the green dot, which is 2 or 3 degrees upright. So it would tell you exactly what you needed for peen clubs. So these other companies now have come out with kind of the same thing. You put all your data in there, your height, swing speed, different things like that, and then they build you a set that comes putter all the way through. You can order it all the way up to like 4-iron. You can get hybrids, driver, so you can get a complete set for anywhere between $1,000, $1,500, something like that, and it comes with the bag and everything. So the one thing that I've seen that I think that hurts in that is, so let's say you put those measurements in, and then you get the clubs and you're hitting them, and your setup is different, or you like to stand a little taller or a little more bent over, and so you can't when you get them here and you hit them, then they don't feel right to you. So then what are you supposed to do? Well, you either send them back or have somebody like us bend them or something or whatever, because most of them are not cast, they're forged. But I think there can be some pitfalls in that. Is the thing about doing an in-person fitting is we're going to look at those things, your height and different things, but we're also going to put the club in your hand, let you hit it, and then make sure that 2 degree upright and that 1 inch over is what you need. So there's some things that I could see that cannot be good about having those DTC companies.
Yeah, I don't know much about them, actually just learned about them. I would never really recommend them. The main reasons why is I think what they're doing is making it very ease of access. It makes sense, but the thing is we all are built different. What I always go back to is when I'm talking to somebody about clubs is when you go buy a standard set, they're so-called standard, but there is no standard golf swing, so it doesn't make sense. But again, companies can't custom make clubs and put them on the shelf and have a bunch of different options. It doesn't make sense for the business owners or the businesses like Callaway or TaylorMade to do that. So you got companies like this, they try to fit part of the equation in there. What are your physical characteristics? But they haven't seen you swing. Right. So, and that's really what it is how is that club going to be delivered at impact? The most consistent for you is how that club needs to be constructed, not how you hold it standing straight up and where your wrist hang. But again, there are tendencies. If your wrist hang this far and you're this tall, more than likely you're going to do this. So it makes sense, and it's ease of access. The reason why I'd be against it is not for that purpose. It's more of, I don't know the equipment. I guarantee they're not putting in billions of dollars in their R&D departments and have the best scientists and engineers on staff. They're just making clubs. So I would love to test a set, say whatever, but I guarantee it will not perform up to one of these major companies. And again, it's just because these companies are so big and they can invest in the R&D. I mean, I always go back to Callaway. Callaway invests as much in their R&D as TaylorMade, Ping, and Titleist together. Wow. And that's why they've taken so much market share over the past couple of years, is because they've come out not only with trendy products, which they all try to do, but they're actually performing. You know what I'm saying? So, again, the equipment should make the game as easy as possible for you, more effortless, so you don't have to play defense during the golf swing. It's just more it feels right, it weighs right, and it works right. Then we work on the technique. And so, again, it's all in about who you are, how you swing, and do your research, and then utilizing resources like us here at Wohali.
Awesome, guys. We're coming up next here in our final segment. Time to dive into the mailbag. That's coming up next.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade, and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
You're gonna see me shine, 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 shine. Walking on beams of light, 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 light.
Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Back Nine, brought to you by Wohali Sports. Sticking with the theme of what gifts to look for here in our mailbag segment. One personally for me, and it's something as a marathon runner I obsess with, it's shoes. So on the golfing side of things, what do people need to look at when as far as shoes go? Do you need the spikes? Do you need all the stuff? What brand is the best? What kind of advice would you guys give when it comes to golfing shoes?
I would say that number one is making sure that, first off, making sure that they, like if you've got flat feet or high arch, that they fit in that retrospect. Right. And then from there, there's so many different companies. Like Daniel's wearing the No Bull company. That is a big company right now in the golf shoes. You buy them online, and there's a lot of companies that are like that you can get them online. And and then you've got your original, like your FootJoys, your Adidas, your things like that you can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and things and buy, that are just your factory made, just run-of-the-mill shoes. And I think that some of the newer companies like True Links Wear, No Bull, that are just specially made for golf only, and that's what the companies do, is make shoes for golf specifically, I think they're going to put, like Dan was talking about, research and development into it. And so I think those are going to be, there's one company out called Squares, and we saw them at the PGA show, and they're a really cool shoe. They're actually, the toe down here is flat, and so it's made to rotate up and not be on a point, and there's certain heel drop and things about them that are supposed to fit for your golf swing, and I think that now it's getting to where shoes you have to do your research to buy some golf shoes, and I would recommend doing that before you go in to buy them. But there's so many cool options out there.
Yeah, so what I like about Noble is they're really stiff on the sides where your ankle is.
Yeah.
So that keeps it, I don't know how often when you put on a shoe, if the shoe fits appropriately, it's hard to get the heel in and it starts collapsing. These will not do it. They're hard as a rock. I mean, I can stomp on it and it stays straight up, and that just keeps you really planted and has a lot of structure. Shoes are very important. You got to remember, and you've heard us talk, forces precede motion. Without forces, motion is not going to happen. The motions you make are influenced by the forces that you get, and we get our force from the ground. So how the shoes work are super, super important, and structure is really important. That's why I like these, because they keep your ankle really in there. They have a lot of structure on the edge, and I think they're comfortable. Shoes that have a lot of padding in the heel and they push you towards the toes. We use pressure mats here. You can see where people are on their toes, actually playing golf on the toes. Is not good. We say basically toes is your brakes. The more you're on your toes, there are points where you want to be on your toes in the swing, but we can't stay there the entire swing. You're actually going to not rotate as much. So when we get people on pressure mats and they're not wearing their golf shoes and they're wearing something more made for running that leans you more towards the toe and it gives you a lot of padding on the heel where it connects, those are really not your best for golf. But again, it's also what is comfortable and what your foot type is. But I do say do research. I'll tell you, Squares is a really cool company. They have really put the R&D in it. They were even the PGA show, they were getting their shoes. They had a booth set up, and they were like, what's your shoe size? We're throwing them on there, and we're going to test you, and you're going to be faster than in your shoes right there. And they were like guaranteeing it. And people were just buying them because they were picking up. And they were designed because they're a little wider around the toe, so you have more stability left and right. And then on the toe, I guess it was so the toe could come up. I really don't know the science behind them. Don't research it much. I just know they're important. And they were working.
They were working.
So they were freeing up the body, and the forces were being... I guess the point of application was better, the magnitudes were better, and the thresholds were better, and all the spikes, and that all that translates. You don't need to know all that stuff, is faster swing speed.
Faster.
So really cool stuff out there. I would say Squares are probably not the most prettiest shoe out there, but they get the job done.
That's right.
Again, FootJoy is always good, and you asked a second ago about spikes or not spikes. Spikes are very important. I wish we had the old metal spikes.
I do too.
I am glad we don't, because the green putting surfaces are better now. But I will say this, is the more that you can stay planted, the better you can apply and get greater forces, and that's going to be your magnitude of forces. If you're slipping around, think about swinging on out of a canoe or on a sheet of ice, you're not going to be able to get the forces. So they do make spikeless shoes. I don't highly recommend them if you're a real vertical player or like to move a lot. But I actually play in spikeless and I do just fine. But again, that's years and years of playing golf. I would always recommend get the soft spikes, get some spikes in the bottom of your shoes. Don't play. We tested some juniors in here the other day, and one of them was wearing Hey Dudes. And I was like, dude, you may think that you're getting the same movements out of those Hey Dudes, but you're totally not. So got on to him about that. If you're playing golf, get out of your Nikes, get out of your Adidas, and get on a golf shoe. Spend the money, that $100, $120, and get something made for golf. You're going to appreciate it.
So kind of having some fun here to wrap up the show. And I'll even share a story of mine. So what, for you guys, your most embarrassing golf moment on the course, I'll go ahead and share mine right off the get-go. I shattered the window of a clubhouse, Little Creek Country Club in South Charleston, West Virginia. I am not allowed back on that course because of this. The lie didn't make sense. There's no way. The golf pro swears I bent the laws of physics to hit the shot this bad that it shattered the window of the clubhouse. So that might be my most embarrassing moment. Like they had a kids group in there giving them a tour of the clubhouse, and it just like I'm sure I traumatized at least 20 of those kids who will never go to a golf course ever again after that. But yeah, that's for by far my most embarrassing moment.
Was it a big slice to the right?
Oh yeah, it was bad. Like it immediately went to the right.
Wow.
And I mean, it was a lie like that. So you think you hook it to the left.
Yeah.
I guess I must have just overcompensated so bad, or whatever the case. It just went straight right. I mean, I had a lot of good velocity to it.
Yeah.
I hit it firm, just firm in all the wrong ways.
Well, I would say, I mean, there's been probably numerous embarrassing moments, but one of them, my wife was caddying, and she, at that time, didn't know a lot about golf, and we were in a golf cart, and so she goes, everybody hits the ball in the group, tee off, tee off, tee off, and she's standing on the side watching, and so I am looking back talking to my playing partner. So I get in the cart, I hit the gas, and she's not in the cart. One leg's in the cart. And so, yeah, and flips her around, almost runs over. And so, needless to say, she is not caddying for me anymore and rarely goes to the golf course with me anymore. So, it was, not only was it an embarrassing moment, but I didn't play very good after that because she was pretty mad at me, just to be honest. And so now I just get somebody to carry the bag for me. No more carts.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's an interesting caddy story in a golf cart.
Isn't that sad?
Caddies are supposed to carry the bag.
Well, the USGA qualifier, they let you have cars to kind of speed it up.
Yeah.
And so,
I'm messing with you. Giving more your wife the hard time. You
for
should have put it on the bag, made her walk.
and then nothing would have happened.
And nothing would have happened.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. I'm sitting here thinking, kind of blindsided me with that question. I can't think of I don't know. I'm pretty good at not remembering stuff like that. Like if you ask, like, "Hey, man, what's the greatest moment on the course?" I'll be like, "Hey, I got this."
You block out the bad ones.
Yeah, I learn about
like
those people that live in the past, but it's all good stuff. Yeah, that's me.
There you go. That's a great mentality.
But I will say, embarrassing stuff for me are going to be. I've had a couple of times where I've hit multiple balls out of bounds just back to back to back. I mean, there's nothing. And the ones I'm getting at is, one, it's embarrassing if you hit the wrong ball. You didn't identify the ball, and then you cause somebody else to hit the wrong ball because you hit the wrong ball. That's a really bad thing, and you feel more at fault. But at the end of the day, they hit the wrong ball too because they didn't identify, but they assume. Yeah. And I've had that happen twice, and that's pretty embarrassing because you felt like you inflicted unnecessary strokes not only on yourself but somebody else. And then the out-of-bounds situations, like I've had it, and I guess why your mind, it's not about that you're just pissed off that you hit out of bounds. Yeah. You feel like, man, I'm slowing down the group because you went up there and looked for it, hoping, you didn't want to hit the provisional because you're like, it's in. And then you got to go all the way back to the tee, so you're slowing down the group, you're about to be put on the clock, and your mind is everywhere else
but hitting
the good shot. And those, at the end of the day, when you get off, it is embarrassing. Yeah. So, man, I mean, again, I've hit way more bad shots than good shots, but doing those two things, OB and not hitting a provisional, or hitting the wrong ball and inflicting strokes on myself and other players because of it, that sucks.
It does suck. I mean, Alabama Open, first tee. Daniel's played the Alabama Open. He's won the Alabama Open. I was 10 under, leading by one shot. First tee shot. Starter comes up, says, "Man, go get him today. Play well. Rah rah. Step up to snap hook, snap hook, snap hook. 3 out of bounds on the first tee with like 40 people watching." And I'm like, dude, I just wanted to go home, and I ended up shooting 82. Fell down to didn't even make any money.
How many family members came and watched you?
Everybody. And they were all standing there, and I'm just like, and it's like snap hook, and you're like, what? And I'm snap hook. And then you pull out 3-wood to hit it in the fairway, snap hook, make a 12 on the first hole. And I'm like,
appreciate everybody coming in, guys, but I'm not going to win today.
No chance. So that out of bounds is about as embarrassing as anything when people are watching and you feel terrible.
And the thing is you never prepare for it. Nobody but it's when you hit multiple,
What am I doing?
Yeah, what in the heck?
What did I do to deserve it?
You know you're better. Other people are watching. I mean, again, me and you played at high levels, and especially in a tournament like that. I'll tell you what, you trumped me on that. That's brutal.
It was awful.
Funny story. If we have time, went to my visit to UAB before I went to Alabama.
Yeah.
And Graham McDowell got to play with him. So me and Graham tee off. We're at Old Overton, and again, big name, one of the best in the country. Knew all about him. Program was pretty good at the time, and he rips 2 out of bounds on the first tee, and I'm like, man, I'm about to whip Graham, dude. Still shoot 68. That was my fault for even saying that. And but anyway, so I'm saying you can overcome these embarrassing moments too, because you got to think he had a kid looking to come to UAB, had a lot of good things. The coach was telling him all about me, and hits 2 out of bounds. I'm like, I'm about
to beat a pro.
Well, he wasn't a pro.
Oh,
then.
was he still playing?
He was still playing.
I gotcha.
There, but again, high level. I mean, and I'll never forget that. And it was embarrassing to me, I guess, that I thought that I could
take him down,
and he knew what I was thinking.
They probably did. And that's why he stepped it in the 3rd, 5th
Didn't
year.
Didn't phase him.
That's crazy.
That's good stuff. We got all kinds of good stories just out of that one question. But hey, at least they've never gotten kicked out of a country club like I have for shattering their windows.
No, I have not.
Yeah, they won't even accept my money anymore.
Maybe for other reasons, but not that.
Well, that will do it for the Back Nine, brought to you by Wohali Sports. For Daniel Creer, Jason Vaught, for our producer Kevin Wright, I'm AJ Good. We'll see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.